Are we all good to go?
Lit. We've begun.
We lit?
Yeah, you activated with the
Oh, shit.
Oh, really? It's
No, we did
already-
that theme music. As you can tell, me and Marquine are literally frat boys right now with the backwards hat. But we have on a guest, which Ryan brought us again. Ryan is the procurer of amazing guests. And now we have on Alessandro,
Ciao,
fellow
ragazzi.
Italian,
Ciao ragazzi.
which I think nobody else can introduce yourself better than you. So you should probably get a little bit of background.
Okay. Yeah, Alessandro. I'm from originally Italy, and I've got this accent because I went to school in London.
Mhm.
And I found myself in Naples 2 years ago for working, coaching tennis players, like internationally ranked tennis players, some who are like top 200 now in the world, in the men's, in the juniors as well. And now I'm living in Miami, doing the same thing.
Mm.
So
What do you think of Miami so far?
I love Miami. Yeah.
the best.
When I was in Naples, I went to a J Balvin concert New Year's Eve,
Nice.
Fountain Blue. So that was
Nice.
like blew my mind. I was with Cameron Mofid. Do you know Cameron?
Oh yeah,
It's coming
we're
outside.
He's coming.
we're
Yeah.
gonna have him on Saturday.
You have a good guest. He's
How-
done
how-
so many things.
How do you guys all like know him?
He went
know
to
each
the
other?
academy in Naples.
Oh,
He was a student when I was a coach.
nice.
So he's a good friend. And actually, last year when I came to Miami for vacation,
Mhm.
it was spring break, and there was no hotels. It was like $300 for like just a hostel.
Mhm.
He was
it's
like-
rough.
yeah.
Spring break.
He just
Mm.
I called him up and he helped me out. So he's a
That's
good guy.
cool.
Nice.
And through him, you met like
Seb.
Yeah,
Who said?
Escano.
Oh, facts.
Yeah, yeah. He's
Right,
actually
right.
on a. Interestingly, I don't think you know this, but he's on a 10-day silent retreat right now
So what?
in Georgia, right?
Yeah,
Jesus,
silent
what?
retreat. Drove
you-
up.
Just
No.
not talking to anyone?
Yeah.
I didn't even know, but you told me you can't even look at people in the eyes. No.
Yeah, you can't make eye contact.
He doesn't have his phone either, I guess.
No.
Can you imagine? It's like you're silent, but you're scrolling through TikTok the whole time.
Not laughing when trying not to laugh.
My dad actually, he's done that. He says it's very powerful.
No way.
He's done the 10-day
yeah.
retreat.
Yeah, I think longer because he says that you just start to become face to face with your thoughts,
Yeah,
and you got to sort them out.
yeah. I mean, there's
Fuck,
nowhere
that's
else to
very
go.
interesting.
Just
Yeah.
your thoughts.
Yeah.
Do you like meditate?
I meditate. Yeah.
Okay.
I do like a form of meditation called transcendental, which is a little bit more like active meditation. It's not hermetic. Hermetic meditation is like you sit there, empty your head, and like you don't think, you just switch off.
Uh-huh.
Transcendental is more like you plan, you rehearse the things that are going to happen for the next
Mm.
year, 3 years, 10 years, the day, and then you go and live them out, and then you go live your day out, and
Hmm.
it's much easier.
So a lot of people might call that like manifestation.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
that's interesting.
Yeah. So with the meditation that I do, they do like a countdown and you hypnotize yourself. And you switch off like your cells, your physical cells, and then you switch off like your mental. And then the last phase is like the creative, or you come up with a problem that you're facing right now. And then you don't know how to solve it, so you just like pass it on to
Mhm.
like your future self. And then you come up with one thing you can do today
Hmm.
that would just benefit like one step in direction.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think on the last episode with Thad, we kind of talked about how people, even if they don't believe in God, they can enact in prayer, and that would be some form of like a prayer almost, that you're like wishing for your future self to solve this, and you're doing something that you're willing to solve.
Yeah.
So like Jordan Peterson talks about how you can actually like find out something that you're willing to solve, and that's kind of like what you're doing, right? And you're
Yeah.
trying to like see if you can solve it.
Yeah.
You think that's beneficial? Like, how long have you been doing that? And you see an impact on that?
Yeah, like 4 years.
You do that every day?
I was in phases doing every day.
Oh.
Now I'm doing it every day for the last 2 months. Before it was 8 months. And I don't know, put it this way, like I broke up with my ex a long time ago. And then I did that 8-month meditation. Like, got back. Well, no, I wanted to. It wasn't like I was playing games. And I really badly wanted to get back
Okay.
with her.
Uh-huh.
And I just planned it out. But
Yeah.
it was like blind faith as well. You can't just do it and think, oh, it's not going to happen.
Mhm.
Right.
That doesn't work.
Yeah.
You have to actually believe.
So in those 8 months, you were thinking, how am I, like, what's the problem here? How am I going to get her back? Or something?
Yeah, there's lots of things you can ask. You've got to live out the experience before like it happens. So you're
Mhm.
like, okay, how would you like it to happen? What are some images? Like, I had an image of her like coming to my house in Windsor at the front door. That was really real, and that happened. And at the time, I was blocked on all communication apart from email. So there was no like evidence for me to even be able to communicate with this person. And
Did you read this book called Into the Magic Shop?
No, not yet.
Have you heard about it?
I have, I think. Who's the author? Oh, it doesn't
We
matter.
could pull
I'll
that
find it up.
Ryan, could you look that up? But it's basically that the guy's saying like you have to visualize it and like and be real. Like the visualization has to like.
Yeah.
I can see it happening, you know, and it will happen.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's true because the mind. I was a major in sports psychology, and neuro-linguistic programming, which is basically the study of inner dialogue in your head. And
Inner dialogue.
yeah, inner dialogue. So.
Jeez.
They studied like the most successful people in the world, like for me it's athletes, and they studied how they talk to themselves and what hormones get released when they say certain words. So when you're coaching, for example, when I coach, you know what words not to say.
For example.
No.
Nice.
You don't say no.
I find ways around it, like stop, because that's an order. No, or but. If you use the word but, people, it's like subconscious reaction is people get defensive. You say and instead. So if you were like saying a point that I didn't agree with, I just say and you'd listen to me. If I say but, you're like, what do you mean but?
Yeah.
Dude, wow. How do they study that? Like neuro-linguistics?
They link your brain up to like receptors, and they study like the spikes in the heart rate. And they see like the chemicals being released in the blood, like the cortisol's from stress, so they'll manage that, and they'll see like they'll put something in front of you like a movie screen, maybe like action or horror, and you can see certain things.
It's really interesting. Yeah.
But what were you saying about the book? Sorry.
James Doty. He's a neurosurgeon.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
And he grew up. He had like a really shit life. His dad used to beat him, and he met this lady that basically explained to him this kind of manifestation or meditation. Yeah. And he really started applying it. He ended up graduating from Stanford, I believe. He met the Dalai Lama. They started a program. There were a bunch of really cool stuff happening to this guy. And I remembered it because you said like you had this really real image of your girlfriend coming to your house in Windsor. Yeah. And then that happened. Yeah. You know?
That's it.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
I think it's bound to. I think I've had this conversation with you, Ryan. I think I remember it was in New York when we went to New York. Funny because I'm wearing the New York hat. But
when you were Jack Harlow.
When I was Jack Harlow, exactly. Yeah. But yeah, it's like, if you think about something that like makes you happier that you want to achieve, that's gonna give you the energy to actually like want to achieve it too. So I can see how you can explain manifestation in a more like empirical way.
I don't even like using the words or like the labels, because when you're a child, that's the best place you can be mentally. I always promote people to go back to being a child in some aspects, not all aspects, like the imagination, because I believe like everything you imagined as a kid, you're probably doing now. Like you're probably trying to do. Yeah. And because it was that connection, you were like, "Whoa, that's cool," and I want to be him, like, and you're him now.
Yeah, it's like I'm gonna be so happy, or like have so much more like power to go out when I'm 21.
Yeah, exactly.
Then you realize when you're 21, like those are the days where like you have nothing to worry about and you can just play. Yeah. You know.
So my dad's always told me like, the top 50, 100, whatever tennis players, are all playing more or less at the same level. How much do you think like the psychology, like you were saying, of the sport and how you talk to yourself and how you believe you can plays into actually performing well?
Yeah, if you took like a pie chart, it's probably like a quarter. So it's like a quarter of the pie. The other thing is like the environment that you grew up in and the environment you are in now. And then the other thing is physical capabilities, genetics, but that actually doesn't matter because you've got like 6 foot guys, 7 foot guys, 5'5" guys. So. But it's actually like the top 400 of the same level.
Really?
Yeah.
Jesus. And so what separates like, I don't know, Nadal from the number 390 player in the world?
For me personally, it's the environment around them, the family, the things that they're digesting every day mentally. So whatever the parents say to them, whatever they're eating.
Jesus.
But you don't think it's just like he's just better? Like really, like it's like how
he's
strategically.
yeah. I mean, once you study the game, like
Mhm.
in I'm sure in MMA and things, tennis is like there's lines on a court. It doesn't move.
Mhm.
It's not rocket science. Soccer is the same.
Yeah.
The pit like Pep Guardiola.
Yeah.
Pep Guardiola, when he says, someone asking about his tactics, he's like, yeah, I pass the ball and we move into space.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, no, come on, tell me. I was like, I just told you.
Yeah.
You pass and move.
Yeah.
So in tennis, like, yeah, Nadal's incredible and I love him. But those tactics are for everyone. Anyone can do them.
So what separates them? You think it's that the mentality?
That's part of it, like the programming you receive as a child. Like
Mhm.
Serena Williams and Venus Williams' dad wore a shirt before they were born saying my daughters are tennis champions.
Did you
Before they were born.
Did you watch that movie?
Yeah, King Richard.
Yeah, what'd you think?
Incredible, yeah.
Really
it's
good
good for
movie,
people to watch.
Yeah, Will Smith really got into that part of it.
Yeah.
Mm.
So
What he did to
anyone
Chris
who
Rock.
watches that will understand tennis a bit more.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Now that I'm thinking about it from like the perspective of what you're saying, it's, you know, the whole time, even before they were born, he was like visualizing and he was saying these girls are gonna be world champions the whole time.
Yeah.
And he just led them there.
Yeah, and look at his environment. They were in Compton, where there's
Mhm.
people shooting outside the tennis court.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So that's an example of a poor environment, but the home environment was
Yeah.
stronger.
Yeah. Well, you could do two things in those scenarios, right? You could either like get gobbled up by the whole environment and just go down a bad road, or
Yeah.
like get stronger, right? It'll make you stronger.
Yeah.
I heard someone the other day say, I forgot exactly what the three things were, but like they analyzed a bunch of like multimillionaires and billionaires, and they saw that there was three factors that they all held together, and it was something like that they're all ultra confident,
Mhm.
so they're hype, they overestimate how good they are and stuff like that. They're all also very insecure, like they feel like it's contradicting, and it's like they don't deserve the things that they achieve, almost like in that sense. And then the other one is impulse control, I think. So like controlling your impulse and being able to, you know,
that's good.
So that's essentially what they're saying, is that you run away from something with that insecurity and stuff. You go towards something with that confidence, and then the impulse control is what allows you to like actually guide. Do you think that that's also with athletes? It's something because this was about I think entrepreneurs.
Yeah, 100%. I think athletes are basically like amazing business people. Like when they come out of their athletic stuff, most of them do really well in business. Like D Wade, Kobe Bryant, Shaq.
Yeah.
Like I name it NBA players because I love basketball. But
yeah, me too.
Roger Federer, Nadal's got a tennis academy, like 5 of them around the world.
What's Roger's next steps now that he just retired?
I don't know him personally.
Bro, if you had to,
I think he's gonna play exhibition matches and charge a lot of money for them.
Just make a fuck ton of money.
Yeah,
we were talking about this with Dad too, with like
it's
boxers.
like Mayweather.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so no, I was sad when he retired because I was watching 2008 Wimbledon final with my dad when I was like 12, and that was the decision I made to like go pro from watching that.
Wow, really?
Because it inspired me so much.
No way.
And he lost to Nadal as well, so I love them both.
Wow.
No way.
But it wasn't like a decision consciously. It was like I was hooked. There was something wrong with me after. I'd play 5 hours a day and not be tired.
Yeah.
That's sick though, man. I mean, that's what happens when you like are obsessed and you love something so much that that's all you want to do, right?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. For me, it was the ceiling of difficulty because I was a squash player. I don't know, you guys have squash?
Yeah.
You have squash? You have
Yeah.
racquetball?
Yeah.
We have
Squash.
racquetball, squash, pickleball is the new thing that's coming up now.
Yeah. People love that.
What else?
Pickleball pro.
Yeah.
I don't even know how you play pickleball.
It's much easier. It's just
What's the difference between squash and racket?
squash is like a tinier ball, and it doesn't bounce like higher than your knee. And you have to warm it up, and the court is smaller.
Is there a ceiling?
Yeah, it's the same like environment. It's just smaller. But I was a squash player first, and then it was too easy. There was not many variables.
Too easy.
I was 9 years old, and I was playing like 12, 15, 16 years old internationally. I was losing, but it was like I was 9.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I wasn't enjoying it. It's so boring. I
Yeah.
played tennis. I was like, it's so difficult. I love
More
it.
of a challenge.
Yeah.
So then you moved to tennis. You saw the 2008 Wimbledon final, and you're like, "Fuck it, I want to go pro."
Yeah.
And then what happened?
Then I started that took a long time to like manifest into actually believing I could do it. I didn't tell anyone. I don't think I told anyone until I was like 16, so I was 12 at that time. So I quietly just I was doing athletics, 100-meter run. So I was a 100-meter runner. I run like 11.6. Played rugby.
Holy shit, 11.6?
Yeah.
Damn.
Maybe run it faster now, but let's see.
Yeah.
How old are you now?
28. That was when I
28.
was 16. I got that
Okay.
score. Yeah.
That was in London too.
That was in London. Yeah.
Alright.
So yeah, rugby, athletics, badminton, squash, tennis. I was in the school team for all of those things. So I was becoming like an athlete. So it allowed me to be better at tennis. So then I did all that, and then when I was 17, I moved to Spain to like play professionally and coach professionally. Actually, that was my first gig.
Where were you in Spain?
Soto Grande,
Okay.
next to Costa del Sol, next to Malaga.
What academy was it?
It's called Soto Tennis Academy.
Okay.
And the British #1 doubles player, he runs it.
Who's that?
His name's Daniel Kiernan. It's not like a famous guy, but his ranking is #1 in the world for doubles. No, #1 British player, sorry.
Is he not famous because it was doubles or?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah, I think #1 British player might have been 100 in the world, 200. I'm not sure. 100.
Okay.
You have to check me on that. Daniel Kiernan.
Who's the best at like tennis? Would you say nationality wise?
Nationality.
Yeah, like soccer, you have like Brazil, and Italy. I would say.
Hey, what's the best tennis country?
You're from Spain, right?
Spain is the best.
Spain's been dominating.
I was gonna ask you actually. I wrote it down. Why is Spain the best?
Why is Spain the best?
Yes.
All right, there's loads of theories, right? The family.
Okay.
The family thing. So everybody like has dinner together. Like you spend a lot of time together. You stay with the family. You don't move out like until later on in life. So you've got like, if you've got a good family with you, your values are super strong and you're supported all the time. The other thing is, in the villages in Spain, the tennis courts and the coaches are like the equivalent of Grand Slam level coaches. So down the road here in Spain would be like a Grand Slam coach.
Just everywhere.
Just in a village, yeah.
Okay.
And they don't leave like they stay with one player, the loyalty. So again, it's like culture values. So you got those two things, and then you got the weather. And then I think you guys just know how to just humble.
Really?
Spanish, like
Yeah.
the family values is humble.
What about the weather?
It's always like sunny at least. Doesn't rain often.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna say, I remember when I lived in London too. I played rugby.
Oh, cool.
I did not want to wake up in the morning and the fucking freezing and
You
then
didn't
go.
like playing rugby in the rain? I loved it.
Dude. I didn't want to wake up at 7 a.m. on like a Saturday and go play rugby. I was just like, it just makes me like. I feel like it would be better if it's warm outside, you know?
Yeah.
That's definitely a difference. That's definitely something you probably like about Miami or Florida.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But it gave me tough skin in England, just waking up miserable.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
gotta be
Weather.
good for you, man. It's like Top G eating the fucking beans, bro.
Yeah.
That's the most protein. You gotta suffer so you can appreciate like,
Yeah.
good shit after.
Yeah, if you want to suffer a little bit, go live in London, I guess.
In the winter, yeah.
Yeah. No, I think it's pretty
Because
bad.
I ran a tennis academy in London, and before I moved here, and like it was a business, so if it rained, like, I had to keep going.
Mhm.
So I was in the rain, in the ice, in the storm with the kids, still
What-
playing.
What surface did you play on in London?
There was like mixture. We had artificial clay, hard court, astroturf. Those three.
And does the clay get like can you still play while it's raining on
Yeah,
clay?
that's the whole point. Yeah,
But
it's just you're
not
getting
really.
wet.
Okay, that's
It's
it.
safe though.
Okay,
It's-
so that's the artificial bit makes
Yeah.
it. Okay,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
see. Dude, I think it's super interesting what you're saying about the family,
Yeah.
because when Alcaraz won the U.S. Open a few
Yeah.
months ago, first thing he did was like he ran to his dad, his grandpa, his brothers.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I was there.
Oh really?
Yeah,
You're
'cause my player was there in the juniors, so we went.
who's your player?
One of my players is called Patrick Brady.
Okay.
I helped him and his family at that point, and we went for the juniors. He had to win the qualifying match to get in the tournament,
Mm-hmm.
and win the second one,
Mm-hmm.
and then get in the tournament, win the first round, which he did. Then he lost to the winner in the second round, Lando Luth, a Spanish guy.
Nice. And that's like ATP juniors.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So the top 100 in the world.
So then, what like what level did you get to play at
I
once
got
you
to play
graduated?
at like top 1,000 level.
Or
Top
dude, that's
1,000.
nuts.
Damn.
Like that's a big number, but like of the world, that's insane.
Yeah, I forget
dude.
that sometimes. Like
Yeah,
0.01%.
Yeah.
But in
Yeah,
tennis
it's
terms,
above.
it's nothing.
Yeah, but in
Is it?
relative terms, in
Yeah.
overall terms, it's a lot.
What's the black belt tennis? Or your top
Black-
what?
Black belt?
Like,
tennis?
what's the
What's
equivalent?
the
top
equivalent?
100?
Top 100?
Yeah. Is there above black belt?
Yeah, there's above black.
Apparently, I learned last week.
So
that
that's top.
the
That
red
would be
one.
top 100.
Yeah.
There's like all these things when you become top 100, you get sponsors and people want to know
Oh, yeah.
you all of a sudden. They want to invite you to things, so all the money starts to come.
Damn.
You won't get that past 100.
Yeah, if you've got a good character and you got maybe like good game potential, something about you,
How do you get ranked? Like, how does it work?
you enter like the next local international tournament.
Mm-hmm.
You're like a qualifier, so to get into the tournament, you got to win 2 matches.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you win those 2 matches, you get into the tournament. If you win the first round, you get like a ranking point.
Okay.
And you become like 2000th in the world for like a split second.
Okay.
And how many points would someone in the top 100 have, for example?
Points.
Yeah, isn't that-
So I think it's on Google right now, and Nadal has like 5,000 to 6,000.
Fuck.
They reset every year.
How many do you... Oh, every year they
reset.
reset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a Grand Slam like Wimbledon is worth 2,500 points. The ranking point I just told you is 1.
Okay.
So you start off. You start
shit.
off like. Maybe play World of Warcraft, but it's like that. You start
Wait,
off-
so
Dude.
every year there's a different top 100?
basically, it's a cycle. Yeah, it's very hard to crack into.
Yeah, I don't know much. No,
No, yeah, that's it. There's a list there.
Hey, American in the top 10.
A lot of Italians.
Look at that Italian.
Yeah, they're doing
Let's
well.
go. Matteo Berrettini. Wait, who's number 1 right now?
The Spanish
Alcaraz.
and Nadal 1 and 2.
All right.
So-
Do they not put
Oh,
the
yeah, the
Russian
Russian-
flag
yeah.
because of the beef with Ukraine? Are you serious?
Yes, it's
That's
bad. They
a
got-
little ridiculous.
No, it is. They got banned from Wimbledon as well.
Whoa,
So
what the fuck?
It's like almost racist.
They got banned from Wimbledon?
Yeah, all Russian players.
No way. But-
that's
That's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
What the hell?
you're just a
It's
tennis
stupid.
player that like was born
Really?
in
Exactly.
Russia.
It's not your fault.
Yeah.
Who's calling the shots on that? Like why?
British government are like,
Really?
I don't know who they're in cooperation with, but that's a scam.
What
That's
the
fucked.
fuck, man?
Yeah.
No way. That's super bizarre.
Maybe they're like allies with Russia, so they can't. No, sorry, allies with
with Ukraine.
Ukraine.
That's
Yeah.
super weird.
That's really
man.
weird, yeah. But especially like that reminds me of like the Twitter movement when there was like it was okay to shit on Russian people on Twitter, and you wouldn't get
what,
canceled.
dude,
like
what?
really
Yeah.
weird how subjective things are.
They're
Sometimes.
definitely allies because in England there's a lot of Ukraine refugees and everything.
For sure, yeah.
So it's like it's an advertisement for Ukraine every.
Yeah,
other-
but you can.
But that's still like this is a sport. This has nothing to do with
Yeah.
the war. Probably the players have come out saying they don't agree with Russia
Yeah.
invading Ukraine.
Yeah.
Like, it's,
It puts things
bonkers,
into
right?
perspective though, because it's a business. It's just
Yeah.
another corporation, the ATP, the Tennis Federation.
dude, it's scary when those things happen.
Yeah.
When like you realize that at the end of the day, yeah, it's all fairness and we expect fairness from other people, but
yeah.
someone with power could just say, "No, I don't really want that,"
Yeah.
and you can't really do anything about it. Like,
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
It's humbling, man. Just get you back
Yeah.
to your roots of
It is.
like my roots are my family collecting water on their head in a jug in Italy,
Mm.
like 30 minutes every day to get
Mm.
the clean water for shower, for cleaning the clothes. That's my roots. It's like they live off the land.
Damn.
Jeez, man.
He always sends
So-
me texts in the middle of the night like, I want to carry water on my head. I want to carry water on my head. Get me out there. Get me out there.
Yeah, fuck these showers.
No
It's like-
context. There's
We're
no
really
context.
civilized to that.
Dude, the
Look-
texts I get from Alessandro in the middle of the night are so funny.
Friday night.
Friday
There's
night.
something happens Friday
Specifically
night.
Friday
Yeah, I'm
night.
just so hyped.
Yeah,
Just,
that's-
I just work really hard and I want to like have a little dance at the end of the week.
yeah. Where,
Dude,
man?
you should come to Hocus Pocus this weekend.
Oh yeah.
Are you?
He
Did you end up
invited
getting tickets?
I'm
No, he's dipping.
He's not. He's in
Oh, you
Egypt.
leave. Oh, you
Sunday.
leave.
It looks
Sunday.
intense,
Oh, Friday night, Papa, or Saturday.
going?
I'm
He's
going.
going.
It looks intense.
Yeah, bro, it looks fun.
Saturday
I'm gonna
night.
go.
I've never been. I
No.
don't think you've been. You haven't been either, right?
Was
Hocus Pocus.
Nah, never been.
First time, man.
Yeah, and apparently, if you wear a costume, you can get like a free space.
I think I want a costume.
Like, yeah, you can get free admission to space for like a year.
Dude, the hottest girl is gonna win that thing. We have no chance.
That's true.
Fuck.
Period. No question.
I'll
asked.
identify as a. Never mind.
Yo. So what was it like, kind of when you were involved like in those high levels of tennis and you were training other people? How's the lifestyle like of just being super consistent with with training, traveling a lot.
Yeah.
Is it very stressful or?
I was surprised that I'm probably one of the most professional people I know. So I've always been more professional than my players and their team and their expectations. So I was always a little bit dissatisfied with the situation. You know, I was like, what, you don't want to commit 8 hours a day? That was like my mindset. You don't want to do like the yoga or the hydrotherapy or the meditation, but that's just how I am, because I'm going for Grand Slam championship, so who's coming with me?
Yeah.
But so I was always surprised about how laid back everyone was.
Why do you think that is?
I've learned that it's like it's a marathon, so it's good to like maybe do less every day, but could do it for longer. So don't do 8 hours, do 4 hours a day, but play for 10, 20 years. So you don't burn out.
Yeah.
That's one thing.
I mean, when do you think that that's like an excuse almost? Like you could do 8 hours a day? Or is that strategic?
If I was still playing out and in my vacation time I am, if someone coached me, I'm available for them 24 hours a day. I'm like, what can I do? Obviously part of that is like personal time.
Yeah.
And relax and like I go dance. That's my personal thing.
Yeah.
You dance actually?
No, like dance like.
Yeah, no, he does dance actually.
Yeah.
What are you
Yeah,
doing?
bro, we went to Wharf one time and it was just me and him and he's like, dude, I'm just gonna do my thing. I don't even care what anyone says. And we had a blast.
Fire, bro. That's a good
I don't
mentality.
see anyone dancing here.
You
like
don't.
in Wynwood,
Yeah,
maybe.
bro.
It's the States, man.
Yeah.
Shit here is different than in
People
Europe.
don't get into it.
People don't get into it. Not nearly as much as in Europe or South America, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's much more fun over there.
Yeah, for sure. Well, people are also in altered states in Europe and London.
That's
so.
true.
There's this international influence in London. Like
Yeah.
me and my brother, my good friend, we would literally text each other on Friday. Do you want to go for a dance? Just go dancing.
Yeah. Bro, people
That's
forget. Like, they'll be like, they don't know what to do at a club, and it's like, oh, you can dance.
Yeah.
You know, you can, you know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm on my phone. Right? There's these. No, you go there to dance. You go there actually dance.
Yeah.
You just feel like.
So we're going dancing this.
Yeah, fuck
right.
yeah.
We'll send you tickets after.
Dude, we were
already got
dancing on Tuesday. We were
Yeah,
like,
we're going off.
bro, we were like,
nice.
and I feel like that inspires. But Ryan is like the top of like, if you
energy.
like, yeah, he'll bring everyone up with him too, because it's like if you're at a room with like 50 people and there's a DJ and everyone just kind of like,
Yeah.
like a little bit moving side to side,
Yeah.
and then there's one guy really like dancing, everyone's more comfortable. Everyone starts like throwing their
Exactly.
hands up and stuff. You need a little bit of a spark, you know, like someone who does that.
100%.
Just makes everyone more comfortable. It's just people.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But yeah, back to your question. Traveling with players is fun. Like, I just got back from north of Spain. You get to see a different part of the world. So if you like traveling, that's amazing. If you've got like a family, I guess it's more difficult. But I'm single. You get to meet like X number ones in the world. You get to pick their brains.
Fire.
You get to keep learning.
What's like a really cool piece of advice or knowledge that you've gained from picking some top number one's brain? As a player, as a coach,
yeah.
whatever.
It's always super simple, man. I don't like disappointing people.
No,
but
the best wisdom is
it's
always
like
simple.
don't try to do more. Just do what you're doing now, like continuously.
Mm-hmm.
So stop
Consistency.
adding to your goals
Yeah.
until you've completed like what you've done.
Mm-hmm.
That was what the physical trainer Derek Touche, he lives in Naples. He was Maria Sharapova's coach, and I think he worked with Sampras and Agassi, and he was my physical trainer. And yeah, he just told me that.
Yeah.
So it kind of took pressure off me. I've got to do everything. It's like, no, you just need to complete what you're doing until you move on.
Yeah. I was thinking the other day, I've been playing a little bit of chess, and I was thinking,
Love chess.
yeah, why it is that just computers are so much better, right? And then obviously they can compute in much higher frequencies than like humans, but
Okay.
I think what really kills the human is just the consistency. It's not one good move, it's just another good move,
Yeah.
and then another good move,
Yeah.
and then another, and it's just like you get suffocated after a little bit.
Yeah.
It's just you can't do much.
Yeah.
Like there's obviously that human element, but of like creativity, but I think over time it's just consistency kills.
Yeah.
It's just you see it over and over again, literally.
It's such a cliche though. Like I always tell people, because I also do life coaching for people, so for athletes, and proper life coaching is unopinionated. You don't share your opinion. You don't mentor them. You just draw out like, what are you actually trying to achieve? Like, I was talking to my mum today. I don't know if she listened to this, but she was like, yeah, I want financial freedom and I want a personal growth. I'm like, all these like words. I'm like, what? Why do you want financial freedom? What are you going to do with it? And what are you trying to grow from? And then she started giving me like personal examples, like that's actually that's the stuff that you're supposed to be talking about. And so like, I hate giving advice really, because I don't want to impose myself on people. I want them to figure it out
on their own.
Yeah, because I'm super trustful my whole life to everyone. I don't know why. I just had mad respect. It's an Italian thing, but you just get taught to respect everyone.
Yeah, is it 100%?
Yeah. So I listened to everyone, and that didn't work out.
Sometimes you gotta sacrifice.
Yeah. So I've actually stopped listening to everyone. I listen to them like you're talking to me, but I might not use the information like to my heart. I used to when I was younger.
Well, that's a problem today. People don't like. I think that's a huge problem that could be helped if people actually listened. Like,
if people do listen.
Yeah, if people listened a little bit more. Like today, everyone thinks that they're right and they are opinionated.
Yeah.
And they don't listen to what you're saying. They just categorize you in a certain as someone.
Like the Russians in the ATP.
Yeah, like the Russians. They're like fucking the whole cancel culture. It's like that's another thing. It's like if you want to engage and you think someone's wrong, then you listen to them and you have a discourse with them and then you prove them wrong. You don't just say, well, you're wrong. You're not worthy of my time.
Yeah.
You're just wrong and a racist or a bigot or whatever. You know what I mean? Like that's how it is. But I think people could benefit from listening a little bit more.
Yeah,
from
definitely.
Having long form conversation.
Yeah, definitely. And my only advice to young people is that your personal experience trumps everyone else's like knowledge over you. Like if you've gone through something and you've found out it works, then that's true.
That works for you.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's not written in a book or not.
Yeah.
You always end up finding that with a personal experience you went through, and the thing that worked for you, is written somewhere in like many books because it works. But people read that book to gain that mindset. But that's like copycat. It's like you go and take that and try and copy it, but it's actually better if you went through it and learned it yourself. And you'll find out that everyone's doing this, and then I started like linking up with like all these cliches, consistency and stuff. So,
I have a couple questions. I think I'll just start with this one, which is, you seem to bring a lot of importance to family and like the circle around someone to be successful. Do you implement that when you coach, or is it solely tennis?
How do you mean implement it?
Like, if you do implement it, how would you implement it? So do you tell you see that you tell them that you've noticed these things in the most successful tennis players and maybe try and adopt them? Yeah,
that's one thing. Yeah, you mentioned what other pros are doing right now. You mentioned what's happened historically. For me, I have to develop a good relationship with the family, otherwise it's not going to work. I have to be like, we're from Italy, so it's got to be like Italian vibes or Spanish vibes. That's like the love. It's got to have like love and you care for each other.
Yeah.
And then you have to be able to be honest and say, I recommend, these things. If you did these things, then these are the results you're going to get. But you can't really decide. You just recommend.
Yeah.
Can't tell family what to do.
I think it's also stronger, like strategically. Like because people if you tell them to do something, they're less likely to probably do it than if you say, this is what can happen if you do this.
Yeah, definitely. That's it.
Yeah, what you were saying, like about but versus and,
Yeah.
Kind of, you're being conducive versus like confrontational.
That's it. Yeah.
100%.
You're just trying to guide people to like. The thing I find is that people tell me their goals and I just guide them that way. So it's up to them.
Yeah.
I just help them along the path. I don't do like they're the ones doing the work.
Yeah, the way I visualize that, it's not like you're like pulling them towards the goal, but you're just kind of setting up the walls so that they don't like bounce out of it.
That's it. Or mirrors. I like to use the word mirror.
Oh yeah?
Just to show them like what their behavior is actually producing.
That's a good word.
Yeah.
Mirror.
Yeah, because that's a little reflective too.
Yeah.
But
yeah, family's important. Yeah. All the top ex number ones in the world, current number ones in the world, Alcaraz, like you see the bond of the family.
I was gonna ask, my other question that I had was, obviously you've been around a lot of successful people. Do you think also, coming up, if you've had friends that have maybe motivated you or like helped you out to stay on task with these things, like do you think that that's also something that's helped you and that's important to you?
Yeah, that's a good question. I got very close friends, maybe like I can count them on one hand. And the way they help me is by allowing me to have like my personal time with them, basically. They're obviously very encouraging, but I don't actually personally need that. I have like a very strong drive. I did everything like from childhood, like from my own drive, like watching that Wimbledon final. No one had to tell me to work hard or anything.
Why do you think? Do you think you were just born with it, or your circumstances?
No, I've got a big opinion on that about born with it and destiny and things. So, if you're studying like sports psychology and NLP and things, you start to like see a different model of the world, which is like the King Richard movie, where he's wearing a T-shirt about his daughters that haven't been born yet, and he's saying that they're champions already, and then fast forward 20 years and they're like the most successful women tennis athletes ever. How does that happen? Is that a coincidence? But what happens is when the baby's in the womb, it's already starting to be developed by vibrations and by energy and by like emotions of the parents, environment they're around. If they're going to like the bar every night, it's going to pick up on that. If the parents are arguing, it's going to pick up on that. And you're probably going to replicate all the things that happened while you're in the womb that you're experiencing out. You're probably going to go through that in your life because it's been experienced whilst you're in the womb. So I think like destiny is based on a lot of things. So you can probably help your child that's been unborn to like have the life that you want it to have. That's why that guy Richard could do what he did.
And do you think what do you think your parents, or how do you think that's formed you?
Yeah, it's good to, I think I advise like talking to your parents about what they wanted for you because you might find out like they manifested it for you. So my dad was always telling me, he's crazy, he's like the Matrix type guy. He's like, you are the one. So he's always saying that, you know.
That's great though, I think. It's better than not saying that.
Yeah.
Do you think there's a point or like a line where this becomes, or this switches over from like reality and linguistics programming, like you were saying, and the whole meditation you do, to something that's more like spiritual or mystic or something like that?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, if you want to go that route, I've been down that route. I don't resonate with it now, the whole spiritual route, but I did go through it, like energy healing and like Reiki. I was going to church at one point and kind of delving into that, studying Christianity. But again, it was all like labels that the world had just like written down for you to go and like attach yourself to. Like ultimately, when I just went by myself with no influence, I just came to my own conclusions of things, and that's what's helped me.
I think it's great, and it's almost that we've had you right after Thad, because you're almost like filling a void of like him being so dedicated, and his inspiration is like God, and that's a driver and stuff.
Yeah. And
you're showing how you can also achieve those things.
Yeah.
With just yourself, like your own personal drive, other strategies that you can do that. So
100%.
So if you've watched,
watch them back to back.
If you felt a little bit lost in that,
basically you've just released 2 programs for people.
Yeah.
In one.
Like that. That's when I didn't have much money, and even now, even though I have some spare money to spend on investing in myself, I still look at podcasts and listen to people, and treat it like my own like university degree. I just listen to what resonates and I go try it out.
You went to university in London?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I studied sports psychology, but I actually didn't finish.
Oh, really?
I didn't finish because I got offered like a head coaching role whilst I was at college, which was the role I wanted.
In Spain?
No, this was in England.
Oh, okay.
But I went to Spain before.
Okay.
So I came back because I had a college placement, and I wanted to see it through. But yeah, so I didn't finish college.
Do you think that was the right decision?
Looks like it.
Nice.
It's working out. I'm living in Miami.
Just look around.
Yeah.
There was something you mentioned really quick earlier that I want you to talk a bit more about,
Let's
which
do it.
is
Let's do it. Let's make love.
Okay. Let's dance. Which is perfect timing too. Aqua therapy.
Oh yeah.
Hydrotherapy.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah.
What is that?
Hydrotherapy is nuts.
Best
So
thing ever.
the first time I learned it was in Naples, Florida, which is down the road from here. And I was coaching, and the coach there, Stephen Davide, he showed me it. You wearing like technology around your wrists and around your feet, which produce drag resistance, which is like going to the gym and pulling a cable, that resistance, but it's 360.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, for example, Usain Bolt, which is like the world record holder, 100-meter sprinter, he would train in the water the movements you do on land because it's got about 300 times more resistance.
Mm-hmm.
And so your body it's like doing altitude training. Go into the mountains, there's less oxygen.
Mm-hmm.
So your body adapts to doing high performance with less energy.
Mm-hmm.
Go back down to the sea level, it's got abundance of energy, and now it's so easy.
Right.
So you're training in the water, so on land it's easy. That's one thing. The other thing is that you don't impact, you're not like slamming the floor all the time on land because of gravity. You're like light. So your tendons are like taking a rest.
Okay.
But that was like a overview. I use it to keep myself like fit, to keep myself like just healthy.
So is it mostly like prevention exercises or recovery or just getting better?
Yeah, recovery.
Okay.
Prevention. And then if you want to do like plyometric speed training, get faster, you go in the pool.
Very interesting.
Yeah, super good. I recommend you guys do it.
I would.
Check it out.
There's obviously
Come to
like.
my house, we can do it one day.
Yeah, we did it at Ryan's house.
But you
Really?
have it?
Yeah,
What are the?
I've got them.
What are you wearing?
Yeah, they're like fins. They have like 5 resistances on them.
And you can adjust them.
No, they're I've got different levels. You got like agile, medium, and super heavy.
Okay.
So different colors.
Okay.
Can you bring up like
I
a
bring
picture of this?
Yeah.
I'm trying to get like an
Oh
idea.
yeah, bring it up.
What should he even look for?
Hydro.
Athletics, right?
Yeah,
Hydro athletics.
yeah,
That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't think I've heard of that.
Who came up with this like technology or?
The guys in California, it's called Hydro Revolution, and then the coach is called Steven. He come up with no, it won't be on images. It'll be on Google. He come up with like a system to use it for tennis players, so how it can impact them, NFL players, NBA players. So he trained.
Interesting.
He trained them, yeah.
Do they do any of this work like for your back, for your spine, or is it
100%.
specifically for?
I healed my back doing it.
Really?
Yeah.
What was wrong with your back?
It's just chronically like tight.
Are you very
like
tall?
compressed.
I didn't gauge
Yeah,
you.
6'2".
Okay.
Yeah, but like my posture wasn't very good.
Yeah, I'm the same.
Yeah.
And what would you?
So
what'd you
it decompresses your spine to start with.
do?
Starts like getting liquid into the vertebrae, which means it can mobilize more, it can move more.
Okay.
And then it starts strengthening the spine because you're doing a lot of core rotations. And then you're doing a lot of rotations you don't do in normal day life.
Uh-huh.
So your body's like designed to move, and like hunt, and
Yeah.
run and sprint.
Yeah.
And now we're sitting down a lot,
Uh-huh.
so
Yeah.
you're gonna get injured
Okay.
Yeah.
just from living in modern day life.
And looking, our neck also is
Oh,
very
yeah.
fucked up looking down.
Just staring at TikTok.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wait, so I honestly, I'm trying to understand. Is it what's the device? You're in the water and then you have something
Yeah, this isn't it.
It-
You gotta type in hydroathletics.
maybe
That's-
like arm attachment or something.
Yeah, you attach it around your wrist. Just type in hydroathletics. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like Velcro.
Okay.
Yeah,
And you have it in the water
yeah, and you've also got they're dumbbells, but they're weightless.
to make more resistance.
Yeah.
Dumbbells, but they're weightless.
Yeah, they've got like grooves in them that make huge resistance.
Okay.
Okay.
I got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
and you can strap some to your leg. You can make yourself like immovable in the
Nice.
water and try and move.
Sheesh.
This?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
They're like fins.
yeah, they're like fins. Yeah,
Pretty
Okay.
much. Training products. Here we go.
yeah. Go on training products. You'll see 'em.
And is there like for tennis players? Would you do you go to the gym? As a thing? You don't do weights, or do you do
Yeah,
weights?
you
and-
do.
There you go. That's
You
what
do?
it looks
You
like.
can do weights.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Ooh. So
Okay.
that's like a barbell,
Yeah,
but resistance instead with the water.
yeah.
Okay.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, the
That's
benefits is because it's 360 degrees of resistance, whereas in the gym, like it's only the bar,
Mm-hmm.
but in the water it's all around you,
Yeah.
so you're getting like a 360 workout.
And it's cool because if you have like, I mean, if there's like a pool that you can reach, you have a pool in your house, but like here
Yeah.
and also you can just buy this and then you can do it at home.
Yeah, no. If anyone lives in Miami, more than welcome to do it.
Yeah, so like you
In the
tie
ocean,
these,
too.
you tie
Yeah.
these parts around your ankles so that it like creates resistance when you.
Mm.
in the
That's
water.
sick, dude.
That was a good video. Good photo actually.
There was this guy, one of the like jiu-jitsu legend, basically. This guy
Yeah.
called Hickson Gracie. He was on the Joe Rogan podcast.
Okay.
And they were talking about back, because jiu-jitsu fucks up your back. This guy's like 60 something and he has like herniated discs. His shoulders are fucked up. His back's all screwed up. And he said that it was years before he started doing like water exercises and it just fixed it.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Yeah. He was saying he would grab like floaties, like noodles,
Yeah.
weighted.
Yeah.
And then just float in the water with some weights on his feet to like decompress his whole spine.
That's it. That's amazing. Yeah, I
Very
mean,
cool.
NBA players are doing a thing called a flotation tank, which is like a tank you just float in.
Mhm.
Like there's a lot of salt in the water.
Yeah, yeah.
You go in the dark, it shuts the lid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just float.
NBA's
Right.
doing that now?
NBA players.
No way.
Yeah, so because your muscles need to turn off.
Have you done that before?
I haven't.
You should
Dude,
try it
you
out.
need to
Oh,
do
let's
it,
try
bro.
it.
Ryan's done it a couple
Oh,
times.
you
Yeah.
done it?
Yeah, dude, I had a crazy ass
me too.
experience in the tank.
Hmm?
I was just like seeing shit,
Oh, nice.
man. I almost like teleported to another dimension, but I was so relaxed. I've never been more relaxed.
Standard behavior for you.
Yeah.
Every morning.
When are you in this reality?
He broke out. He broke
You-
out a couple.
You should really check those things out though, because
What's that?
the flotation tank.
Okay, yeah.
You don't see anything. You don't hear anything.
Oh,
You don't feel anything. So they warm up the body to your the water to your body temperature.
Oh,
So you're just like floating there.
yeah,
Sick.
yeah,
There's
it's
a
good.
place like 45 minutes north. I'm
Okay.
down to do it with you one of these days if you want to.
Yeah, yeah.
I saw one actually in. They had one recently. I went to Kogawak.
They have one in Cocoa.
Yeah, they have one.
What?
What? You wanna find it real quick, bro? We should go this
Yeah,
weekend.
let's
Book it in.
Those things
Yeah.
are nuts, man.
But you were
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
about tennis. What do tennis players do training wise? Like gym?
Oh yeah, I was just trying to. I don't know. Probably some sports you don't want to get too big, like physically, right?
Yeah, tennis is one of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can deadlift and do like those power movements, but
Interesting.
Kogawak float tank.
flotation therapy.
Isn't it that one? Hydro.
I don't know.
The first one.
Depot.
Hydro
Float USA right there.
And that's in the Coconut Grove.
I don't think that's in Coconut Grove.
Alright, whatever. We'll figure it out. Float 8. If anyone wants to go do it.
Oh
Float
shit,
8.
you're right. But that's on US 1. Oh, that's where where the Vape Shark used to be?
Yeah,
I think that's where that is. I think that's where that is.
dude.
That's awesome.
Alright, so talking apes in the float tank.
Let's
Next
do it.
episode.
What
Oh, yeah.
That'll be interesting.
is there
Crazy.
have you seen a lot of like athletes doing like the cold plunges?
Yeah, that's
And what's-
standard.
Do you use that?
Yeah, I love it. Yeah,
What do you get out of it? What are the benefits?
For me personally, it kind of just it basically shoots blood into the areas that are sore and need like healing,
Mm.
because the blood's got nutrients, got food in it. So if the blood isn't going to a certain area, then it's not getting restored. It's not receiving any nutrients.
Do you do it yourself or you go somewhere?
I try to do it in my bath, but it doesn't get cold enough. So you
No?
can do it at like
Even if you put a fuck ton of ice in there.
okay, yeah, a lot of ice. Yeah, you have to spend like $30.
It's fucking
Well, how
expensive,
much is
man.
ice at Publix? How
If
much
you want to fill
It's
up
a
a
lot.
tub,
It's like $30. You got
For real?
You could go to like a class. They do it for you. The class that you go to.
we can
Is
make
it-
our own ice though.
Does your gym
Fill it up in the freezer.
does your academy here have like facilities like that or?
I'm working with one player, so we use the facilities of other academies. I don't
Oh, I
host.
see.
My academy is in London.
So you're like a private coach for one specific.
Yeah, like a touring coach.
Okay, I
yeah,
see.
yeah. But in my
Mm.
free time, I'll be with players that want help.
Right.
Yeah, or online.
How much free time do you have? Do you think, or is it mostly? I mean, I know you. I think you wanted to start a podcast, huh?
Yeah, that's like tough now.
Yeah.
Looking
Why-
back on it,
Why is that tough?
time wise.
Mm.
Yeah. So how much free time? No, I schedule my time pretty well. So I do get home at like 7, and I'm having dinner, and then I'm in bed by 10.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
I could have more time, but
Oh,
I
man.
prioritize like my energy.
Yeah.
I'm
no,
protecting
good.
my energy.
Good, man.
What time
Apart
do you
from
wake
Friday night.
up? Friday night you dance. That's the only time on Friday.
Guys, I'm telling you, I wish you could see the text messages. It's really simple, man. The
Well, you
voice
show us
notes-
after.
The voice notes are so funny.
Just a random.
Private.
Private.
Off the record.
Off camera.
Maybe it's better that way.
Yeah.
And bro, I keep like there's a question that's just going around in my head, and every time that I can ask it, I keep forgetting.
You
it.
want to talk about philosophy, didn't you?
Well, yeah,
This guy loves fucking philosophy.
I love Jordan Peterson, bro.
Jordan Peterson and Sam Harris.
Yeah, for real. I saw a funny video about Jordan Peterson actually like yesterday, which was this guy that was like, you guys are asking me why I don't listen to Jordan Peterson, and it shows a clip of Jordan Peterson saying, someone questioning him, do you believe in God? And then he's like, you have to understand that when you talk about such fundamental realities, what do you mean by do? What do you mean by you? And this guy's just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And I understand it. Like sometimes in those ways, he can get a little extra. But you were telling me how you have a little bit of a philosophy background.
Yeah. I studied like Nietzsche and Hume, David Hume, and I was going through that phase. I wanted to learn more about life.
Yeah.
Do you have like a
philosopher?
Go-to?
Yeah.
No go-to now. I'm my go-to guy. But
nice?
You're your own philosopher.
Yeah, but I like Nietzsche because it's simple. I like Nietzsche. What does he talk about? It's such a long, it's like 10 years ago.
It's like love of one's fate, right? That's Nietzsche.
You probably know more than me now. I've forgotten.
You know who likes Nietzsche?
Jordan
Peterson.
Oh,
Jordan loves that guy. They're homies.
Have you read Nietzsche?
No. I should though.
Like pull him up because I've forgotten what he's all about.
I should.
Morals.
Oh, shit,
You have a book
I opened up Minecraft by accident.
Let's run it. Let's run a quick game.
What did you say, sorry?
Do you have like a book you would recommend maybe by Nietzsche?
There's a book called something about the Superman.
Oh, that one's good.
I'm getting a lot of feedback.
Sorry,
bro. That's fine.
Yeah, it's called. Do you know it?
For Superman,
Nietzsche?
it's about like reaching your highest potential and
The Nietzsche book.
Yeah, I don't know what it's called. But his philosophy is nihilism.
Yeah.
There's no objective order or structure in the world except what we give it.
Yeah, that's what I believe.
So we provide value and our opinion of it. I think you should read it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've heard a lot, obviously.
We have to read. A lot.
Yeah, but just, I don't know. Sometimes I'm not in the mood. Do you read?
I used to read a lot, yeah. But right now I'd recommend just getting a piece of paper and a pen and you writing.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Rather than reading.
It's hard for me though. Cause I get sidetracked.
Writing what?
Answer the questions like, what did I learn today for next time? Start with that.
Do you do that while you meditate? Because it seems like it's correlated.
I do it like at the end of the day. I evaluate. I'll evaluate this. I'll evaluate everything.
I hope we get a good rating, man.
Not for you guys, it's my performance.
So you learn something every day?
100%. That's like no-brainer. If you're not doing that, you're losing.
That's a good...
That's my...
I've been doing that for my birthday for the past 2 years.
Nice.
But doing it every day, it's what you're saying. It adds a level of consistency and like, you know, it's a little step, but every day it's an investment, you know, it amounts up to...
So you do this and you write it down too?
Yeah, I just have like a note on my phone, and every year when I turn 21, 22, whatever.
Yeah.
This year I learned, don't care what people think.
Yeah.
Damn, that's good.
Fuck these bitches.
Yeah.
Do your thing. Like shit like that, you know?
Yeah.
In one of them, I just have like, like fucking screaming. You know? Yeah.
Hey, wait till you turn 28, bro. I'm telling you, it's crazy.
What happens then?
Your testosterone spikes.
For real?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's not what I expected, bro.
Right, it goes through the roof.
And then just Friday nights are what crazy.
You just have to go dance.
Yeah.
You just have to be around women. No, I'm joking, but it does spike, so you get like a lot of energy. And if you misplace the energy, if you don't control your libido, then you're gonna be draining it, and you're wasting it, and you'll be like a zombie.
I'll keep a watch out for 28. So I know not to waste all this energy.
Yeah. the consistency that most people though, they don't realize. So let's take McDonald's for example.
Uh-huh.
Do you guys eat like takeout
I don't
food?
eat that shit.
Dude, I eat like shit.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it sucks.
What?
But like I just moved out, so I moved with my sister. So now like I have to like cook and everything, and I'm like,
So what do you order out? What do you eat out?
I mean, sometimes I don't know, find myself in this house somehow and I'll eat dinner. I mean, that my mom made, but usually
That's good, though.
if I don't have that, then dude, shit.
McDonald's?
Burger King.
Burger King.
Five Guys, Burger King. Yeah.
Like most people don't
Not
realize.
McDonald's though.
No McDonald's. Like your body will adapt to like what you keep giving it. So people become numb to like Burger King. They're like,
What do you mean numb?
Like your gut. It's
Uh-huh.
like it keeps receiving it, so it figures out a way to not have a stomach cramp every time or go straight to the toilet. So
I feel like that's the equivalent of the hydro thing.
what do you mean?
You're putting friction. You're making it harder for your body so that it's easier when you eat a good meal. That's why I eat.
It's like
Burger King.
opposite, though, the other way.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you're saying it adapts.
Yeah, no, it's a bad thing because you get used to junk food.
Mm-hmm.
So most people, if they cut something out for 4 weeks, don't know the benefits. Like you don't know the benefits of stretching until you've done it for 4 weeks. You don't know the benefits of meditation until you've done it for 4 weeks every day. You don't know the benefit of not eating junk food until you've cut it out for 4 weeks.
Yeah.
So you have to be like, and how do you get to 4 weeks? You start with day one, like today.
Yeah.
What does like your diet consist of?
I have celery juice first thing in the morning.
Celery juice.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
This is the celery.
Yeah,
Sounds
yeah.
delicious.
Yeah.
Sounds
good.
delicious.
Yeah.
Good for your gut. Good for your like
Fuck
mood.
Burger King.
Okay.
I make a smoothie with
Mm.
like bananas, peanut butter, almond milk, and then like I'm not training right now. It's like for competition, so I'll have dinner and I'll make like bolognese,
Nice.
gluten free.
You skip like lunch?
Yeah, like today I skipped lunch.
Okay.
Yeah,
Do you ever do like intermittent fasting?
I guess I did
fasting?
today. Yeah,
Okay.
for like morning to
Yeah.
6.
And do you give your students like dieting
Give them
structure?
recommendations. Yeah.
Recommendations. Okay.
Yeah, recommendations.
Again,
Yeah.
yeah, there it is.
Yeah, because of like some of the influences of gluten, for example.
Mhm.
Gluten's got like studies where it can turn off certain areas of your creative brain. So
Interesting.
for athletes, it's not good.
Damn.
You think a big part of tennis is the creative ability?
Definitely, yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I think different sports have different levels of creativity required for
That's
that.
it. Yeah, yeah. Because tennis is again a game with like lines drawn on the court.
Mm-hmm.
It is up for you to create stuff.
Right.
It's like a canvas. So it's important to like be able to tap into some creative mindset.
Mm.
And you
Yeah.
got to create solutions as well.
Mhm. We asked this question, I think, last podcast. Do you think, regarding MMA, do you think that tennis has changed over time?
Mm.
Yeah. I mean, the surfaces have changed because it's a business as well. They
Mhm.
realize like how much money it generates from viewership. They make it friendly to viewers, so entertainment value.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So there's more entertainment now. It's like the courts are slower, so there's more rallies. So there's more things to watch.
Wait, what do you mean slower?
They've changed the paint of the surface,
Uh-huh.
so the ball when it lands slows down.
Really?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What?
Because
Yeah.
otherwise it would be.
Back in the day, like in let's say 20 years ago, it was faster. The points would last 5 seconds.
Mm.
Now they're like 8-9 seconds.
No way.
So is that a good thing?
Not good or bad. It's just business entertainment.
Yeah.
What it means is now athletes you have to be super athletic
Hmm.
because you have to last longer.
Right.
Yeah.
People get injured more. You have to have a better diet. You have to be like. on
And
point.
does the like ATP tell players before they did this kind of stuff?
They
Do
get
they
like
announce it?
inside knowledge. Like everyone knows who's made the court, but they change the balls as well. The heaviness of the ball, slow it down again.
What?
They tell them the ball, but
No way.
As soon-
it's
when
all
you go
money.
when you
Money
go to a
talk.
tournament, like we went to the US Open this year, we went on the practice court. Then we found out what the court plays like.
Mm.
So you got to spend 4 days before figuring out the court.
That seems
Whoa,
really low.
what the hell?
It's
Oh,
part.
nice.
It's part of. The
Is there
competition.
corruption in tennis, like in other sports, maybe, or like betting and stuff?
Yeah, like a coach can bet on their player.
Really?
Yeah. If,
What?
If they don't use their name and things, I'm sure. I don't get involved, but I see that I could bet on my player.
Yeah, but why is that wrong?
I don't know if it's wrong.
I mean,
Is
He
it
didn't
wrong?
Say that. He didn't say that.
So we gotta get some experience.
Is it wrong?
We'll need Mr. Jordan Peterson to weigh in on that,
Yeah.
on the morality of sports betting.
betting on. I mean, if you're, I mean, I'm just saying, if you're betting on your own player, then
Exactly.
you're betting on yourself essentially.
Mm.
There's some things that have happened where players have retired, and they've told people that they're going to retire the match early,
Mm-hmm.
and then people have bet that they'll lose. So it's
See,
like,
that's wrong.
Yeah, that's plain and just.
Yeah.
yeah. So they get like millions of dollars for a crazy bet. Like the guy will retire. Like who would bet that?
That's such a.
But you can get investigated for that though.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
tough
absolutely.
to explain to the
You
CIA
should.
agent.
Yeah.
What premonition did you have? I had a meditation like 5 years ago.
I visualized it.
Yeah.
Dude. You kind of answered this earlier already. But if you could give a young person our age, 21, 22, whatever, a piece of advice, what would it be? And you said something along the lines of like, do what works for you, kind of.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you would add?
Just don't listen to anyone.
Fuck yeah.
That's the phase I'm in right now. Like that's what got me in trouble. So there's only a few people in the world whose advice and guidance have worked for me because they're Olympic gold medalists or they're number ones. And the other guys that they meant well, we're just not coming from the same place.
Mm-hmm.
So you're just taking on like things they've gone through and using it as advice, but it didn't work for me. But young people just if you had a dream when you were younger and you kept having a repetitive dream, like it's not for no reason. Like it came to you, that dream, and it doesn't come to anyone else. So I would pursue it 100%, and it's probably for you, whatever that dream is.
Yeah.
100%.
And inspiration has a shelf life. So if you get inspired and you don't act on it, it's gonna go away.
Mm-hmm.
That's something that.
It's dangerous, yeah.
So
That's also true. It's like the best time to do something is now, and it's not only the best time, it's the only time really. Because if you just tell someone, like if you tell yourself I'm gonna do it later, most of the time, like the second that you don't do something right now, the probability of you actually doing that goes down a bunch.
Yeah, it's better to do it now. Yeah.
Like I think something that, for example, like I'm gonna use a very banal example, like for doing dishes, or example. If you go and you actually, instead of contemplating whether you're doing the dishes, start doing the dishes, and then once you're already doing it, right? Yeah. It's like, all right, I'm already in the middle of this. Like while you're contemplating in your head, you're doing the dishes.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
It's like just do something, and then you find yourself halfway through, and you're like, well, I might as well finish it at this point.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. I have I never used to do this, but I have like a to-do list. So I like to keep active and I like multiple things to do. So after I've done something, if I'm in a space where I'm like starting to, in England we say mong out, which is like space out. I start going on my phone and all of a sudden I'm not doing nothing.
Yeah.
I just go to my to-do list and just move on, like ASAP.
Do you make that every day or you just have stuff?
I make it the night before. And what I didn't finish today, I just put it on to tomorrow.
That's hard for me. I don't know why.
It's not for everyone. I only just started it.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, everyone's different. That's why you shouldn't listen to anyone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Do what works for you.
Do you think you listen to anyone? Like right now, you said Olympic, maybe medalist that you can.
Yeah, it's difficult. I don't know. I'm in this. I'm listening to what they're saying, writing it down, and then comparing it with my personal knowledge, and then making a conclusion.
Yeah.
That's the filter.
Yeah. There's no point to like just promote. Like you don't accept everything of an individual.
Yeah.
Like I'm a big fan of, obviously, like we've mentioned, Sam Harris and Jordan Peterson heavily disagree on a lot of things, and I would never say like, oh, I agree with everything that they say, you know. Like, but some people think that you have to. I don't know. It's a weird world we live in. We shouldn't listen to anyone.
It's a weird world, man.
It doesn't matter. Like, just get on with your goal and see you on the other side.
Amen.
Yeah. I like that. Yo, how much are we at?
We're like at an hour.
Sounds good. I think that's a great message to kind of end it on.
Nice.
So I'm not listening to any of you.
But do listen to us. Listen to the
we have the right answers. We have the right answers.
Is there anything else you want to tell the lovely people of the internet?
Lovely people of the internet. No, I appreciate you guys having me. Really, really nice to have you guys like ask these questions, and it's nice sharing things that I don't normally talk about with anyone, especially being in Miami. So all my friends and family back home. So I do appreciate this today. And yeah, I hope someone like finds a nugget here that they resonate with and go, oh, I might try that.
Mm-hmm.
Because that could be like the spark plug, you know, like when I was watching the Wimbledon final, 12 years old, shaped my next 20 years. So I'm sure it's going to happen to someone.
Yeah. Well,
maybe this will be someone's Wimbledon final.
Maybe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just to give you that assurance, you're gonna be that voice in my head when I go to Burger King next time. Trust me.
What am I saying?
Don't listen to
Don't
anyone.
do that shit to your gut. Exactly. All right. Well, thank you for coming on. Obviously, it's a
Appreciate
pleasure.
it,
This is
Thank
a
you
good
for joining,
conversation.
bro.
And yeah, now we'll pose for the camera.
Oh, yeah.
Peace out,
Doing a
guys.
photo.
All right. Yeah, we're actually.
Apes out. Apes out.
Dope.